Okay, so we're gonna go through how to add a new enemy to our game using the models that we purchased. So I purchased some 3D models and wanted to add them to my 2.5D game. 2.5D is like 3D basically, but everything exists in this 2D plane. So let's just kind of play it right now so you can see the state that things are in. And this is currently how things look. And so the toad right here, he's a sprite 2D, and he just looks 3D-ish. Same with this flying sheep here I stole from Warcraft 3. He's actually a 2D sprite as well. But these bugs, these guys, are actually 3D models, and I bought them because I wanted to speed up production on the game. I didn't want to have to wait through all this other stuff, so yeah, it's just an easier solution, but it comes with some challenges. So let's go and add a new one to our game here. So everything is in here under assets, under prefab, go there, and under my folder. So I started working on the mosquito one last night, and I had some issues, so let's see if we can get it to work this time around. Go here to mosquito, and it looks like we have the right folder here. So you want the one that has all these models in it, and you want to get to this 3D model folder. So if you look here, we've got all these different mosquitoes, all these different models. The thing is, I think all of these are 3D model files. They're just different ways of rendering the same thing. And so what we're looking for is this FBX file, and this may not even be the right one. So okay, never mind, this is the right one. We want the rigged. It says mosquito rigged. But so the problem I ran into before the last time I tried to do this was that some of these show up as like these boxes, and I don't know why, but if you look here really small, all these mosquito things are also these little box files. So double check that you have all of the animations. So the animations are all these ones that aren't the main one. Rigged is the center main like 3D object with its wireframe and all those different properties. It's the main hub for everything, and all of these other ones are actually animations of that 3D structure. And so we're not just talking about like a changing a sprite, we're talking about actually moving the wireframe around in a certain amount of time. So let's go back to the main rigged, the center core one, and we're simply going to drag this up here, put it in here. Okay, so if we zoom in, we can see that our little mosquito guy has no, he doesn't have a sprite or something. So we're going to go in here, open this up, and click on mosquito. On the right here, you'll see some different, what are they, skins or something. Click on that little circle here, and we're going to click on this first one. It just says mosquito 01. That's what we want. And then we also want mosquito, I think we just want this guy right here, 001. Alright, so now we got that. Now our guy, if we notice, is not really cooperating. There's a few reasons for this. There we go. I was clicked on the wrong thing. But there's a few reasons he's not positioned in the right orientation. If we click on him, you'll notice that we have rotation here is all 0, 0, 0, and in these sprites it's already oriented like that to begin with. So we're going to go here to rotation in the x-axis and do negative 90 degrees. If we do positive 90, he flips upside down. so that's why we're gonna do -90 there. Alright, cool. That's a good start. We got our little guy. Let's see if we can move him around. Okay, so we'll run the animation and see what we can do about getting his wings to flap just like these other guys. So go in here, clicked on our main rigged thing, go in here and click on the mosquito. We're going to just kind of look around. So the main thing that we need is to get to the actual thing that manages all of this stuff. So it's not in here in this instance of it, but we have to go back to the actual object that created it and click on it inside of the whatever this is, the project folder viewer thing. Where's our file at? There we go. So this is our rigged. So go find the one that we actually opened to make this guy. This rigged fat2 creator.fbx. Select it. Go over here in the inspector. And as you can see, we've got model, rig. Change this to that. I don't see anything about the animations, so materials, I mean, it can't hurt. Let's just add those again to on demand. Interesting. I have a bunch of these files, and none of them are 01A, so maybe we'll just leave it with this and this guy. I don't know. That's not that important. What we're really trying to find is our animation, so we didn't get anywhere with that. Oh, okay, so click on the actual mosquito himself. If we go in here, we can see controller. We need to add a controller too. This is only part of the problem, but we need to add this. Okay, so click on our bug again, drag and drop our mosquito thing in here, and then double click on this and it gets us in here. From entry, we want entry to go, create a new state. We're going to call this hover, and so we click on the little circle here and it's going to find what we need, and what we're looking for is, this is housefly. We're looking for mosquito, attack, fly, ground, and hover. This is what we want right here. Mosquito, hover, fat2, that guy. Done. Now, if we go back to our scene, we need to find the hover. So go back to wherever we were at before. So this is honeybee, housefly, mosquito. We were in here, there we go. So we need to find that actual hover thing, and it's in here, and this is what I was talking about earlier. This box shape caused some issues. I couldn't find it for a long time, so go click on this. This is very important that we find the actual animation we're adding to our character. So click on that, just one click, go to the inspector, click on animation, and you can see right here this window. And if I don't know if we can make it play, but the biggest thing you need is this loop time to be checked, so it actually keeps looping over and over again. So when he hovers his wings, he doesn't just flap once or twice and stop. We want him to just keep flapping because he's trying to float there in the air. I think that's about it. Everything's wired up. As far as like doing translations, you're doing translation in vector 3 and all those things. But as you can see, this guy is right here and he's flapping his wings. So we did that. We got that all done. As far as getting this guy to follow the path, you need to be able to make him turn correctly. So part of that, if we go here and we want this guy to spin in a circle, you would think that if you rotated in the Z direction, you would just spin. But if you try to type in Z, look, he flops over on his side. And that doesn't make sense at all. So we have to do a few tricks to make this work, and this is kind of the last thing I'll show you. Is we want to set this up just like I set up the other one. We're going to call this Mosquito. We're just going to put this guy in here. Next thing we're going to do is, I think we need like 2 more layers. It can't hurt to add more layers. We can always take them off. So let's just add 2 more just for fun, and we may not need them, but just in case we have them. And this is going to help us solve that problem of him spinning the wrong direction. So we're going to call this pivot layer. Okay, so we can pivot around some central point. And let's just call this other one like movement. And so I don't remember what order they go in. I think it's movement, pivot. But either way, as long as we have this like 3-layer thing and then our actual mosquito inside of there, it'll work. So if we click on this and we go to rotate in the Z axis, you notice that he's actually spinning there. Our other problem is that he's not centered inside of each of these. So we need to change his position here to 0 and 0. So in his reference frame, he's actually in the center. So when we go to rotate here, boom. Okay, this is exactly what we want. So now we can rotate there and proceed to translate this mosquito object in the XY axis simultaneously while turning him. Anyway, that's about it. I think that should help you get started, and yeah, good luck. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. I think that's basically all I've got for you, so good luck. Yeah, just let me know what you need.